Thank you all so much for tuning in today. I am really excited to dive into this event for us to all learn about how to increase discoverability and conversion by updating our Instagram bio. So fun. A core goal of Dreamers and Doers is to amplify you and your journeys, and intimate educational sessions like today's, filled with insights thanks to your fellow members, are the perfect opportunity to up-level together. So before we officially begin, I want to share a bit of background information on our esteemed expert. Jamie, the founder of Be Spotted, is a digital marketing expert. On her journey to building a highly engaged organic audience, Jamie discovered some of the best kept secrets to increase your reach. She'll be sharing her most actionable insights so you can start optimizing your Instagram bio immediately. So with that, I will hand it over to you, Jamie. We are so excited to learn from your expertise today. We know how valuable your time is, and we're so grateful to you for investing in the Dreamers and Doers Collective in this way.
Thanks so much, Hannah. I'm so excited to be here. Thank you so much for everyone taking time out of your day to hear me talk all things Instagram. This has been such an amazing organization community. So I'm so thrilled to be able to give back, because as Hannah mentioned when we were on before, like I come to all of these and I get so much value out of it. So I'm like, I want to turn to give some back. So I will just quickly share my screen. And while I do that, I would love if everyone could just put the business they have, like what you do, as well as your Instagram link, like the full URL, because in Zoom chat, if you just drop the handle, people can't click it. So everyone can see each other's. If you could just drop it in the chat while you get it set up with the presentation. All righty. There, and then present. Can everyone see my screen? Yes, awesome. Okay. The only thing I'm going to ask is, it's kind of hard when you're, as everyone knows, when you're sharing your screen. Hannah, if anyone pops up with a question, feel free to interrupt me. Happy to answer during, and I also have a segment at the end if you want to wait as well.
Awesome.
All right, let's dive in. How to become more discoverable on Instagram. So first, I'm going to give you a little bit more background. I know Hannah gave a really great introduction. So as she mentioned, I'm Jamie, and I'm the founder of Be Spotted. So I've been in marketing for over 10 years. And one thing that I'm not going to talk too much about today, but something hopefully you're focusing on, is niching down. Everything I'm teaching today is applicable to any industry. Everything I'm teaching today and what I teach then. But my focus is in the pet space. I've also been in the pet space for a while. I'm just a crazy dog mom. So that's why I picked it. And I've built a really great network, but everything you're hearing today is applicable to your industry as well. So I just wanted to put that out there first, because you're going to see a lot of pet examples. So my first business that I started was Dog Spotted, and I've grown it to over 10,500 Instagram followers. And then Be Spotted is the business that I've officially had for a year, but I was doing marketing support before then. And I've done it for other industries with education, retail, etc. So as I mentioned, dog mom, and my favorite place in New York is Borston Horton, which is a dog cafe. And if you have a dog in New York, it's in the Lower East Side, and they just opened one in Williamsburg, and it's amazing. Okay, so what we're going to talk about today is the algorithm, the breakdown of the Instagram bio, how to optimize your Instagram bio. I'm going to do a live demo depending on timing. Hopefully I can do 1, 2, but we'll go from there. And then again, if you have any additional questions. So let's get straight into it. The algorithm, or I really to say is the algorithms. So when you think of reels, carousels, stories, IG lives, the explore page, all those different things, each kind of have their own little mini algorithm. And people are like, oh, the algorithm is working against me, blah, blah, blah. But in reality, its objective is to put your content in front of the appropriate audience. So if your mission is to create, again, with the niching, content for that particular ideal client that you're trying to serve, and if you really hone in on that messaging, it will get to them. It's just understanding your client's voice, problems, and language, which we'll dive into a bit more. So how does it come into play? So the algorithm scans for keywords, and this includes your bio, copy on reels and static content, like literally the words in your post, the caption and hashtags. Now, I will say with hashtags, it is different than it used to be a few years ago. If you even go on your phone right now and go to Instagram, like there's not like a hashtag area to search. It's become more of a search engine, right? So you just type in IG marketing or something, right? And you'll find the people that are teaching that are doing that. It's not hashtag, right? I still recommend using them as it, again, helps the algorithm better categorize your content and who to show it to. But again, it's not as important as it used to be a few years ago. And a fun fact, about 40% of the Gen Z population, depending on who you're targeting, they're actually using Instagram or TikTok to find whatever they're looking for through those social media tools over Google, which is kind of crazy. All right, so let's get right into the IG bio breakdown. So what's really important is it's your first impression. I say your bio is your most important real estate. If you think about it, obviously you're not consciously probably thinking about this when you're on Instagram, but when you go to someone's page, the first thing you look at is their bio. And then you decide, is this interesting? I want to learn more. So it's really important to tell a story. It gives your followers an idea of what your account is about, and you want to use clear and concise language to describe your brand or your services. And do not use industry jargon. I cannot emphasize this enough. I work with so many people that I'll use the example with dog trainers. A lot of them use this term fear-free. I'm sure most of you probably do not know what that is. Fear-free is a certificate people can get to have methodologies to train pets, and vets do this too, to help the dog become less anxious when working with this person. And people say fear-free, and it's like no one knows what that means. Just say help, like de-stress the dogs or provide a way to make the dog less anxious, right? So it's really important to not use industry jargon that your colleagues would understand. It's what are the words and the terms that your ideal client would search and look for and type. Okay, attracts your ideal audience. Again, a well-written bio can help you attract the right followers who are interested in what you have to offer. Again, use the keywords and hashtags relevant to your niche to make it easier, but not hashtags in your bio, but just in general. It establishes your brand. Your bio is a great place to get the tone and personality, right? And your message, and make it memorable, right? There's so much competition out there. Be funny, be unique, show off your personality. That's why people are choosing to work with you in your business. It provides essential information. If you are a location-based business, you want to make sure that's there. If you want to be contacted through it, there's actually buttons you can add, like email or call. So don't put that information in your bio, because again, waste of using that real estate when there's buttons that people actually prefer to click. And then a link for them to take action, which you will see is your link in bio. This makes it easier for your followers to connect, find out more, and convert. And then it sets you apart. As I said earlier, a well-crafted bio can help you stand out, make a lasting impression, and showcase why they should work with you and why you're different. Alrighty. So the breakdown, just so we get all on the same page. So this is my account. This is my handle, Be Spotted. My name, and not just my name is Jamie Ruden, but my name on Instagram. Like if you go on your phone, it's not going to show it on desktop. If you go on your phone and you head it profile, it'll show you where your username handle is and then your name. So my name is the Pet Business Marketing and IG Coach. This is my bio, this part here. And then the call to action is book a call. My link in, I don't know why this got lined up weird. My link in bio is this, right? Just so we're all on the same page. And what's also important is to understand your character limit. So we want to use that wisely. So your name can have 64 characters and your bio can have 150. Before I move on, have there been any questions, Hannah?
Amy, I have a quick question. Do you have a personal Instagram and this is your business, or you've combined? Because I have separate, I've got personal and I've got combined, but my personal has more engagement than the business. So
is your business, I'm sorry, is your personal account, when you say engagement, is it family and friends, or is it actual clients?
Family and friends. Some of them are clients, but it's primarily for family and friends. But people do look at it. People follow me on both for the business, or are starting to.
So what I would do, so with the algorithm, there's a post I have, which is like a controversial opinion, which is on your business account, do not follow your family and friends. Another way the algorithm works is it looks at who you're engaging with and following, and that if you're engaging with those people, then those people would probably also like your content. So, right, if you're engaging with your mom and she's not interested in your services and they're showing it, it's just, that could be a reason why you're not getting the same kind of engagement. Also, your friends and family invested in you. If you are getting people on your personal that are potential clients or clients, you could do you know what a collaborator post is? Like when there's the two names at the top?
Yes, which I've been struggling with because I schedule all of my things on a scheduling app and they don't let you collaborate.
Yeah, you can't do it on there. So you
So
have to do it manually. And what sucks also is once you post it, you can't edit it back to collaborate. You have to do it in that posting moment.
you have to commit.
I know it's really annoying because what I was going to say is you could collaborate your business and your personal, but honestly, I mean, you could do that, but really with your business one, and we can look at it as well, like what is the content there? What is the messaging? And is it speaking to that person? I hope that answers your question.
Yes, sorry, didn't mean to go on a tangent. I was just curious since you have your name and business.
No, of course. Anyone else before we move on?
I have a quick question.
Sure.
You have a CTA and then a link. Do you mind going back one actually?
Sorry.
So you've
Nope.
got, okay, sorry.
Sorry.
There we go. That one. Oh,
There we go. I don't know why it's showing twice. Apologies. It's weird.
so you've got a CTA and then the link, but like I can do that. I didn't want to like a CTA on mine because I've got like a link tree and I could put something on Linktree to say, you know, call me or whatever, book time with me. Your thought on that? What's your thought?
I have so many thoughts. One, don't use
Because
Linktree.
it's too, oh, dang.
I'm
Why?
gonna tell you why. Do you have a website?
Yeah.
So Linktree is a third-party platform, right? If I click on your Linktree and you have all the buttons, right, that I can choose from. If I go to your Linktree and then click nothing, what I like to say is you lose out on SEO points. Part of an SEO strategy, SEO, for those that don't know, is search engine optimization, which has to do with ranking on Google. One of the pieces of SEO strategy is actually driving traffic to your website. So if the link you have in here is actually your website, even if they don't do anything, you get in traffic. So you're getting
That's a good
SEO.
point.
So
Yeah.
if you go to if you just want to go on your phone and check out mine, it's going to look like Linktree. I had my developer, my website's on WordPress. It looks like Linktree, but it's my website. And if you go to my website, you won't be able to find this page. I designed it specifically for this.
Sure.
So that was
Okay.
comment about Linktree. Two, with your contact, you can just add that as a button. It just makes it much easier. It just click versus if you have a contact button in your Linktree, there's an additional step. We wanted to remove steps.
Right. Now that makes sense. So, all right, I'll ditch Linktree. Dang.
Sorry.
No.
In the chat too, by the way.
I saw that.
Okay.
Yes.
Sorry.
Thank you.
What did
That's
someone
perfect.
say?
Yeah, click on that. Lonnie, is that correct? That I'm pronouncing that right?
Yeah, I did it on my WordPress site, but it's like a link tree. So
Yeah, it looks identical. And you know, I mean, I can,
Exactly.
you know, I can do this same thing. Okay, good thought, good thinking. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions? Okay, cool. Alrighty. So this is just having technical issues for days. All right, ignore this. So you would be surprised on how many bad biopics I see. This was not a hard exercise for me to put together. So this one, it's cut off. And remember, this is like blown up. If you're on your phone, this is like this big. So can't read this. This one, I mean, I still can barely read that blue font under there, right? So it's really important to pick a color that has good contrast. I see some people zooming, like kind of go like this, trying to read it. Imagine this is blown up. You can't do it on your phone. And then this one, when it's a picture of you, if the background is busy like this, it's going to be so hard to make out a person. So it's just really, really important to make your bio pick really clear, simple, less is better. You can do this on Canva. It's super, super easy. So that would be my recommendation for picks. Just double check, make sure it's super clear. Ask a friend if they can see the image or the words. But again, less is more. And then, oh my God, everything is messed up. I'm sorry. Then what I wanted to talk about here was the difference between a service provider and a brand. If you are a service provider, like a coach or I don't know, a veterinarian or a jeweler that does custom, whatever, working with you as an individual, you are your brand, correct? So for me, my business, I work with people one-on-one. So my pick is me and my dog. I told you guys I'm a crazy dog girl. But it's super clear to see me, right? I have my brand colors behind me. It's very easy to identify. My dog is a darker dog, so she might be a little difficult to see, but that's what happens when you have a gorgeous darker dog. And then for my brand business, Dog Spotted, I use a logo, right? Because Dog Spotted is not about me, it's about a brand. So I use my logo. So that's really important. And for example, with Be Spotted, I also have a logo for my business. But when it's a service business, they're more interested in learning about me than they are as the brand, if that makes sense. So just something to consider. If you're a service provider, I recommend putting your headshot. If you are a brand or a product or anything like that, use a logo. What's in a name? So going back to the different elements, right? We talked about this is my handle and this is my name. So for the topic we were just talking about with SEO, when you go to Google, and let's say you were looking for a social media manager as an example, you are not typing in Bob's social time, right? Whatever the name of his company is. You are searching social media manager or social media creator, right? You're searching for what they do, right? What do you think about when you're Googling? So with your name, it's the same thing. You do not want to put the name of your business because people don't know the name of your business, right? They're looking for whatever service or product you have. So again, as a service provider, I put my name because again, they're working with me. So if someone's DMing me, I don't want them to just say, hi, Be Spotted. I want to have that personal interaction. So it's hi, Jamie. And then what are people searching for? People, for what I specifically do is pet business marketing, IG. I also help with digital products, which I'll talk more about. But this is what people are searching. And this is the number one thing that Instagram picks up. So if you were to type in, for example, pet business, you'll see in bold is my handle, but my name is the gray verbiage, right? The same goes for all of these different businesses. If you type in, I don't know, floral boutique or whatever, you'll see in bold is the handle and in gray is the name. So by updating your name to what you think people would be searching for when looking for your service or product, this will automatically increase your discoverability like that. So that is a really big takeaway moment. So everyone, please remember, if you're going to take away anything from this, take this away because this will hugely impact your discoverability. But does anyone have any questions before I move on? Because this is a big point.
Where exactly do you edit that? Is it in your settings?
Yep. So if you can't edit this on desktop, you can only do it on mobile. So if you go to your profile and then where it says edit profile at the top, like top half of the screen, do you see how it has the name field and then username? So username, don't touch. That's your handle. It's name, just name.
Cool.
One thing I will say before anyone does update that. You are only allowed to update it twice within a 2-week period. A funny story is there's this really big Instagram guy. He's like over 800K, and bless him, he had a typo in his name, and everyone was constantly DMing him, oh, you have a typo, you have a typo. And he's like, I can't fix it for 2 weeks. Leave me alone. I know.
That
So
was
just,
Brock Johnson, wasn't it?
yes.
Yeah.
Okay, that's how memorable it was, right? That's so funny that you knew that. So yeah, so he had to wait 2 weeks. So the point I'm making is be sure you got it right, what you wanted to say, and doesn't have any typos. Otherwise, you're going to get annoying messages. So just be really cognizant of that. And I'll talk about how to figure out the character count in a second too. But that's really, I don't know who said that because I'm in share screen mode, but that's really funny that you remember that.
Jessica.
I guess because that was a while ago. That was like,
I know, I've been following him for a while. He's changed his recommendations and strategy too recently as Instagram's changed. So he's like a good one.
yeah, I really like him too. Okay, sweet. Any other questions about this? No?
Here, are you going to mention a little bit? I mean, I see you're meta verified. Just looking at the little check mark
Yeah.
there. Are you going to talk about that at all later on or no?
I wasn't, but the only thing I'll say about it, honestly, I did it for one reason and one reason alone. It's because if you look on to get meta verified, it actually, and I haven't used this yet, so I can't speak to it, but it says that if you're meta verified and you have a problem with your account, you can actually talk to someone in customer service. To me,
There you
that's
go.
huge because
Yeah.
if you have a problem with Instagram, you're screwed. And the fact that if I pay $12 a month and God forbid something, and this is where I get all my business, and I can talk
Mhm.
more about that too. Like if something happened to this, I'd be screwed. So wouldn't be a great time. So that's why I invested in it, because to me it's really important.
Thanks.
Yeah. All right. On to the next. So the anatomy. And feel free if you guys want to take a screenshot of this as well. So the way we talked about the name and what you should put in there. So now I want to get into the bio. Okay. So the first sentence, what do you do? How do you help people? So who you help, this is my little template. Who do you help? What's the main problem or goal? And then is it in a short time, right? So like I help, I'm going to use like a social media example. Like I help you go from 0 to 10K in 30 days, which if anyone says that, they're lying. But you get the gist of like, how do you help them? What's either the result / time frame of accomplishing that, right? Or I help you garden without getting dirt under your fingernails. I don't know. I'm making it up, right? Like you want to make it super clear. How do you get them from current state to desired state? So that's what the first line should read. The next part is, who is this for? Is it for, I don't know, people who love math or dog moms or, I don't know, I didn't look at anyone's Instagram. What are some of the businesses you guys have? Anyone can just say it.
Sustainable shopping, behind the scenes of fashion and how to shop more consciously. Shop and live more consciously.
Love that. Okay, so how to shop sustainably and not hurt our planet or something like that, right? Like
Mhm.
tips or daily tips for how to, make our planet better. Sorry, I have construction in my neighboring apartment, so I apologize if you hear that. They just decide to work whenever they feel like it. Okay, again, the results, if not described in sentence 1, and then press features. I mean, a bunch of you are getting press features through D&D, so this is a great place to add that as well. Again, do not talk about you. I don't want to hear if you've won an award. I don't want to hear like I'm the best, because what does best even mean? Focus your bio on the needs of your target audience, because everyone's thinking about themselves. They want to find the solution. And if you are talking to them about that, they will buy from you. And then the call to action, we want to tell them what to do. I know this sounds so silly, but you got to tell them what to do, especially with people that have like the Linktree type setup where it's the multiple buttons. You want to direct them where to go. And with that, I'll say this later, but I'll say it now. Please don't have more than like 3 to 5 buttons. If you have more than that, people are going to get decision paralysis and like not know what to do and leave. So we want to make it super duper clear what we want them to do and next steps. So that's the anatomy of a bio. Any questions about that? Cool. So as I said, people need to be told what to do. You don't want them to have to figure it out. Don't make the parents or your ideal client what's called burn calories trying to figure it out. The most common mistake I see when people actually put their website is they actually just put their homepage. And what ends up happening is then you are forcing the person to go to your website and then figure it out. You need to tell them where to go. So if you have a product, let's say you sell scrunchies and there's this particular scrunchie, like a multicolored scrunchie, you real limited edition, right? We would say as our call to action, like snag this multicolor scrunchie limited edition today. And then the first top link in that link in bio would be like the colorful scrunchie is almost sold out or something like that, making it super clear, directing them exactly where you want them to go. When you force them to the landing page, it's like you're plopping them in the middle of nowhere and asking them to go figure it out. And again, don't just list your website. It's good to do what we talked about earlier, which is creating your own version of a link tree using your website. So examples of call to actions: download our free guide to overcoming ADHD. So if the woman, I don't know who said it because I couldn't see about sustainable fashion, you could have like download this free guide of resources of best practices for shopping or stores that are environmentally conscious, right? If you want to grow your email list, right? We want to give them some sort of freebie. That could be your call to action. Apply to join our membership, register for this event, DM goals to learn more. If your goal is to get them in the DMs and build relationships and convert in the DMs. So there's different ways you can do call to actions. Don't just say click here or buy now, because that's not special. It's not specific enough. So just be super, super clear. Okay. Oh, I couldn't see because of the Zoom thing. This is what mine looks like. If you click it. So that's my website. But that's what it looks like on mobile. Alrighty. So again, some bonus tips. They now have this feature if you want, especially if you're transitioning, where you can actually add up to 5 links using the Instagram allows you to do that. Instead, if you want to do it that way, like I said, no more than 3 to 5 buttons. Each button should be super descriptive. I cannot tell you how many times I see website, shop, right? It's like, for what? So be super, super specific about what page on the website. And remember, if you're leading them to a product page or some informational page on your website, then they're on your website. Once they get to the things they actually want to see, they can bop around and learn more. But if you lead them just to your landing page, they're not going to know what to do. And for the buttons, put the thing that's most important, the thing that you want them to do the most, at the top of the buttons. You're going to love this one. Don't use Linktree or a third-party site. Don't just list our website. Don't have more than 5 buttons. Don't overwhelm them with images and design. Make it super clean. And just don't make it hard or confusing to connect with you. The harder it is, the more likely they're going to run away and look for someone different. So make it super clean and easy.
Can I ask a quick question?
Absolutely.
So I noticed if I put even more than one link, that it became really confusing. I mean, the UI, I tend to look at this really only on the website, not really so much on my phone.
Okay.
I mean, unless I have to schedule something, in which case, yeah, I don't have a lot of choice. But the buttons don't look very good. I mean, they turn out looking kind of, you put more than one link and it goes such and such +1 or something. And I'm like, that did nothing for me. Then I'd rather just have only one that you go to and has all the rest of it.
Yeah. I mean, it's a really good alternative. I like to say the 5 link thing. If you're like building the page that we discussed, right? It's a good alternative. I'd rather you do that than a link tree.
Sure.
But overall,
I already learned my lesson, Jamie. That's the number one thing I'm going to do this afternoon. Okay. I'm making a new page.
Love it. But yeah, on your website, if you could do it, it's always the best.
Yeah, sorry, I missed this. Why shouldn't we use Linktree?
Sorry, whoever is talking, it sounds like you're in 3 rooms away. Can you say that again?
Oh, sorry, my computer is weird. I didn't hear why we shouldn't use Linktree.
Oh, just so I can confirm why we shouldn't use Linktree?
Correct.
Okay, so basically Linktree is a third-party site, right? It's not your website, it's not Instagram. And in terms of SEO, which stands for search engine optimization, you want to have your website listed, and ideally your website, the page that you're listing on as your Instagram bio, looks like a link tree, right, with a series of buttons. But the reason not to use Linktree is because what could happen is if someone clicks your Linktree link, they get to that page, they might leave and then nothing happens, right? And you're not getting what I like to call SEO points, which means getting traffic to your website. Part of the SEO strategy is the more traffic, it signals to Google, oh, this website's a good website. This is great, blah, blah, blah. Using Linktree, you're losing all of those SEO points of traffic, right? Because people will visit it. If they don't click anything, they're gone. Whereas if your link, as your Linktree, so to speak, is your website, you, even if they don't click a button, you got traffic to your website. Does that make sense? Can't hear you if you're talking. If you, yes, it does. Great. Okay, saw the chat. Awesome. Any other-
So,
oh, go ahead.
I was going to say also, if you run ads like Facebook ads, you can install a pixel on your website, and you can basically pixel anyone who lands on your website, and you can't do that from Linktree. So I create custom audiences for my ads, and I pixel any of those people. So if someone clicks my Linktree that's on my real website, I can now show ads to them. Yeah.
That's really smart too. I don't talk too much about ads, but I've been learning a little bit about it, and that is a really great point. Awesome. Okay. Let's go to the next part. All right. So before we get into the demo, I'd mentioned at the top, so for those that weren't here, depending on time, I'm hoping I can bring up 1 or 2 people and kind of go through your bio with you. But before we get into that, I just want to talk about how I work with people like you, helping your Instagram grow, helping your business grow. So what I'm doing is I'm offering a 20-minute session free for anyone that came, and we can talk about strategy. Let me just quickly exit out and I can drop the link. So if anyone's interested, feel free to click that link and we can talk more about getting people to come to your Instagram, as well as getting them to convert into paying customers, whether that means for you literally getting a sale or getting someone to book a call with you. So we can talk about the system of how I do that, because as I mentioned earlier, I get all my business basically through Instagram organic, and it's the best thing ever. So what do I help people with? Honing in on our message, right? We talked about language before to attract your ideal clients. Niching down, this is so important. Positioning you as the go-to in that industry. How to create content in minutes that converts. I hear all the time, people are like, I just spent 3 hours on this reel and I got 1 like, I'm ready to jump off. And no one should be spending 3 hours, max 5 to 10 minutes. And I teach you how to do that. How to build a community of raving fans. How to get UGC, which stands for user generated content. So this is especially good if you have a brand, getting other people to talk about or use your products. How to get press features, which obviously you get here in D&D. The great thing about D&D is they work with amazing publications, but maybe there's a publication specific to your niche that you want to get featured in, so I can help you with that. And then the other thing that I love to talk about is actually creating digital products. So what that looks like is an e-course online, ebook, guidebooks, master classes, subscriptions, communities, how to make money in your sleep, basically. So I do that for my business, and I'm teaching people as well how to do that as another way to get revenue into their business. Any questions about this before I move on? No? Okay. All right, so these are just some of the students that I've worked with. So this woman, I taught her how to actually sell in her stories, which tip, do not sell in your grid, which is your main feed. No one goes to Instagram to be advertised or sold to, but you can do it in a really organic way through your stories. And this client of mine got 3 new clients from the strategy with 1 story. This woman, I showed her using short reels, again, not taking that much time to create it. She got, actually, it had gone up since I last did this. She got over 100 new followers from 1 post. And then this woman was really stressed and unorganized, and I really helped her come together and have a great marketing plan so that she was no longer stressed out. So again, feel free to click the link I just dropped if you want to schedule a complimentary 20-minute call. And I'm really excited to meet you guys even more in depth and help your business. Alrighty, on to the demo piece. So if the first person that now again drops their Instagram link, and I already see Lonnie. I don't know if Lonnie, you want to be the demo gal. If you do, you could say yes.
Yeah.
Right. We'll start with Lonnie, and then Katie, if we have time, we'll do you next. All righty. I'm hoping, because it's 2:40. We should be able to do both. I tried to go through my presentation quick, so we can do that. One last thing, actually, really quick, I just want to share is this. This is a free website where you can count your characters. So as I mentioned, the name can be 64 characters and your bio can be 150. So this is just a great tool to figure out what you can say instead of being frustrated just doing it in app. Okay, so let me open up Lonnie's. Alrighty. Toxin-free motherhood coach and community, digital creator, thriving mama society, helping mamas detox and clutter their lives and join community. Okay, great. So another quick tip I'm going to give everyone. Do you know how you see this sometimes where it says digital creator? Lonnie, when you're creating reels, do you find that your music library and Instagram is limited? I don't know if you're on mute.
Oh, sorry. I thought I was unmuting and I was muting. I don't create a lot of reels yet. So
Okay,
I don't know if it's limited or not.
so it is. I could just tell you it is. So there's this weird thing with Instagram that when you categorize anything but entrepreneur, and you can even hide, this doesn't really do anything, to be honest. So if everyone that wants to learn how to do this, if you go to your bio, your Instagram, you click again, edit profile, and you scroll to the bottom. There's the bold header that says public business information. Obviously, you have to be a business account to see this. Then you'll see where it says category, select entrepreneur. And then once you do that, on the very bottom, it says profile display, click category hidden, and then it'll be gone and you'll have more access to the Instagram library. So that's just something
we used to have like this is Jessica. We used to have like a business account form, like whatever qualified as a business account for my business Threefold. And I finally got rid of it and made it like an entrepreneur content account because I was so sick of the like Muzak that it gives you. It's
yes,
terrible.
exactly. Yeah. And then you change to entrepreneur, now you have a full library, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Awesome.
So can I understand this better? You're saying don't have a business account, because I have a professional account, which I know is similar, but
no, you want to have a what's called a, where is it?
It's a creator, right?
I think I changed it to a creator.
Creator,
yeah. Okay, got it. That's what I did. So gotcha.
Which means you can't run ads, but I run ads for my Facebook page, which is fine. So I don't need, I just have the creator account instead of the business account on IG.
Okay.
You can also always change it. Like we changed ours. So
yeah, you're not married to it.
Yeah.
Okay, so first off, I want to compliment Lonnie's picture with the contrast. You're super easy to see. I don't know if you were on at that point, but this is a great profile picture. You're smiling, you're happy, you're easy to identify. It's also great that you are a coach, so it's your name. People want to know who they're talking to. So instead of saying, what is it called? Wholesome
Nest.
Oh, Wholesome Nest. Okay. So instead of just saying, hi, Wholesome Nest, right, they could say, hi, Lonnie, which is great for any service provider. I want to ask you, because I'm not a mom, so I'm not familiar as much with this topic, but do these moms, do they use the word toxin-free motherhood? Is that something they would say?
If they're looking for that, yes, they would say, I did some research on this because I used to use non-toxic and people thought that was a little more negative. So I did some market research and I think toxin-free is kind of what people are using the most now.
And is it toxin-free, like I'm assuming products for their children, their mother?
Yeah, for the home. Yeah, for the home. Like, so so I help them basically detox their home. We start in the baby nursery and then we work through the rest of the house.
Got it. Okay. So
some toxins. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think what's interesting, like if I saw you just here, right? If I'm searching, like, I'm just trying to, like, and again, I don't know. Do you think they're typing in toxin-free motherhood, or are they talking like decluttering their home or safer home, or?
I think they would just search like toxin-free.
Okay. You know better than I would, so that works.
I don't know. That's why I have toxin free. I also have detox, and then I have the declutter. But I thought that would be too much to put in my name. So I just was doing more of like what I am. But I think people they search motherhood coach all the time. That's probably something.
That's 100%.
But I want to separate myself from all of the thousands or millions of other motherhood coaches out there, because I do focus on like more conscious stuff, which people don't search conscious, eco-conscious or conscious. But yeah, so that's why I just did toxin free, because that's a term that is heavily searched and used. Yeah.
Okay. And is it just like home stuff, like home products?
Mostly, yeah. Like home, anything that you use on yourself or in your home.
Okay, so I would then get more specific. So I don't know, what does this mean?
That's my membership, Thriving Mama Society.
Okay, as someone that like, I don't know, what do I get there? What do I learn? Right. So I think this statement should be first.
Oh, okay.
And I would say helping mamas. I don't know if it's detox and declutter their lives. It's more like the reason they're doing it, yes, to detox and declutter, but it's also to have a safer environment, right? No, you tell me.
I mean, yeah, that's for the detox part for sure. Yeah, it's you definitely want to detox to be healthier.
Right.
You want to declutter to be like less overwhelmed, and you want things to be pretty and organized.
What about detoxing instead of their lives, to be even more specific, their homes?
Well, because I'm a motherhood coach, so I focus on them. I actually detox their mind. Yeah. So I wanted to do home and lives, and then I ran out of space. But then people are like, your home is part of your life. So then I just did lives, because your home is part of you. I didn't want to do just homes though, because in my motherhood coaching, I'm working on the mom, because it's usually first time new moms, and they're dealing with mom guilt. So we do a lot of mindset work, and that's my detox and declutter your mind and yourself.
Okay. Because then you have here toxin free nursery. So you're talking about mindfulness, you're talking about products, you're talking about community. It's just, there's a lot going on.
Yeah. Because it's all, I mean, when you're a mom, you have to do that. Like you have to build your nursery, and you have to like work on yourself. And so a lot of the decluttering and the organizing that we do, it comes with, it's like I'm working with a mom as well, because we're doing it together. So, yeah.
So you're saying together, and I really like that, because I know from what I hear with mothers, they feel very isolated, right? Because they can't really.
And that's why it's the community. So that's why I'm like, join the community, because it's a supportive community of other moms, too, on the same journey that like want the same thing. Yeah.
Okay. So I think we just need to organize, like, join community instead of saying just join community. It's like, why? Like, what are they gonna, you know what I mean? Like, I really like the idea of like join supportive mama community, or like toxin free community. I don't know, just to be specific. I think.
Well, so is it not clear that the three things above it is the community? Like that's like, maybe that's not clear.
Yeah. And I think the part where it says creator to thriving mamas, like that's about you, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So we don't want to make it about you. They don't, and this is not about you. When I say this, they don't care about you. They care, how are you going to help me?
Yeah.
So I think the helping mamas, because when I think detox, I think of juice cleanses, like personally, like, and you're saying your detox is mental.
Well, we detox the home. The mindset part just comes with it. So it's toxin free homes. So
maybe detox and declutter.
I could say reduce toxins, but that just doesn't sound as nice as helping.
No, you're right.
I'm like, helping mamas reduce toxins in your home. Like, it's just a lot of words.
How about mamas detoxing, declutter their minds and homes?
Minds. Yeah, that's where I ran out of space. But I guess if I take creator out, if I just do like, if I move, and if I just say join Thriving Mama Society at the bottom, then I can take that whole first line out,
Yes.
right? So I'll say join
100%.
Thriving Mama Society below.
Yeah.
Then I like take, at least I get the creator and the little icon out of
Yeah.
there. So that frees up.
Exactly.
And so maybe then I could fit in helping mamas detox and declutter their home
And
their
mine.
themselves.
That
Or-
works.
yeah.
And then
I have a question really quick. Is your goal that people book hire you as the coach, or is the goal that they join the community?
Join the community. I coach in the community. It's a group coaching. It's a group coaching community. Yeah.
Got
I do like the monthly group coaching calls. Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. And then I pick a member each month to work with one-on-one, and then we kind of use them as a case study. So yeah.
Cool.
for the toxin-free nurseries, I'm assuming you have some sort, like you talk about it or do some sort of guide or PDF.
Yes.
Yes, you have a guide or PDF.
Yeah, I have a toxin-free nursery guide. Yeah.
Is it paid or free?
It's free.
I
have actually both. No, sorry. I have a 5 steps to create a toxin-free nursery guide that's free. And then I have my toxin-free nursery system, which is a $37, like more in-depth, kind of
digital product. Yeah.
digital product. There we go. Yeah. And then this is the membership. This is kind of like my flagship thing.
So going back to what we were talking about earlier, I would make this on your website buttons, because you're offering the community. I would have, if you're trying to, I don't know if you're trying to grow your email list too, then you can have the
part I didn't know of the buttons. I didn't know what you meant when you were talking about the buttons. Is that
sure? I can show you an
missed it.
example.
I think I was like taking notes, or I don't know.
No, you're good. So I'm blanking on the name of someone who uses, I'm sure you've heard of Linktree before. Who was it?
No, I have my own link tree for my other Instagram account.
Oh, okay. So
Is it just those like tabs that you're sending that people to?
yeah, like the button. So this is going to look different because I'm on a desktop and this is designed for mobile, right? But
this thing. Oh, okay. Okay. Yes. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Normally I have this. I posted mine in the chat earlier. I have this on my actual website. I'm in a launch right now for my membership. So I just have the one link for now. Yeah.
Got it. I would still, if you want to gain more leads, I would have your free guide to toxin-free nurseries. And then as well, I don't know where you're selling the paid one, whether you're upselling that in the community, or you could sell it, like you could have, is it a lead generator, or you could sell it as a digital product as well and make money that way.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you want to, you said it was what, $37?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you sell 100, you're making an additional almost $4,000 a month.
Yeah. So I was told that have your link tree or your website link tree up for the whole time. But when you're in an active launch, put the link to your sales page. And then once your launch is over, then throw your link tree buttons back up there. Is that your philosophy or no?
Well, you're doing a cohort model then. So how long?
I'm going to close the cart in like a week or two, and then I'll put my link tree back up. Yeah.
I don't think you need to do that. I think as long as if you're launching, just have it like I have in mind where I make this yellow so it pops, right? Like whatever it is, and just have whatever words you have here, have the same words, like join the Thriving Mama Society. Like if the link was, the button said join Thriving Society, because the other thing with the digital product, right? Let's say you had the one that you are selling, the toxin-free nurseries.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how much your community is, but I don't know if you're comfortable sharing. If not, I can just make up a number.
It's $150 for the year.
For the year. Okay. That's very cheap, by the way. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yes. But okay, so $150 and you're selling this for $37. Someone might find $150 a year expensive. Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
If you get them to buy the $37 product and they are like, holy shit, this was so useful. And you have a call to action at the bottom of your PDF saying like, you found this value. Imagine what it's like to be a part of my community for only $150. So you're actually missing an opportunity to upsell to those people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
So something to think about. And there's a really great, and I know I've talked about Linktree and that whole thing. If you don't have a website, or you don't like your website, or you find it to be a nightmare, and you are a coach or selling digital products, this is a really, I don't know if you guys have heard of Stand Store. Again, this is only if you don't have a website, you don't need the website, you're just selling digital products. I really, really recommend it. It is only, I think, like 35 a month or 30 a month. I'll drop it in the chat if anyone's interested. It's really, you're welcome, Kaylin. Really great tool to use.
But wait, what is it? It's like Shopify for digital products, or what?
Kind of. Here, I'll just show you. So I'm sure you guys have seen an example. So Stand Store, it's not your website. And if you don't have a website, this is why I really like it. So it looks like one of these. I'm sure you guys have seen it. So you can list your digital product. And then if someone, I'll just put this person. So she has it where I think she's in real estate, this woman. If you have a specific question for her, I can click this. Yeah. And then it is so easy. I just put my information in and I purchase now. So the conversion is very quick, but this is really not good for physical products. It is good for coaches and those that have community or digital products, and you don't want to manage a website. Just a cheaper alternative.
Cool. Super cool.
Yeah, it's really, really cool. It's very, very popular. And you can obviously, there's templates, so you can design it, to your branding as you see fit. Going back to Lonnie, any other questions?
No, this is super helpful. I'm gonna make these updates right now.
Amazing. Awesome. Unfortunately, we only have 3 minutes left. I know there was someone else or a few people that dropped their link. So those people, please book a call and we can go through it together on that call as well. And if you didn't drop it, you can still book a call. I will drop the link because it might have gotten lost. So I'll drop it right here again in case anyone wants to connect. But this was really helpful. Can I answer like a quick question from anyone before we go?
I guess if you have a parting thought, like if I have a business and then I use my personal account as like the founder account, that's a little bit more behind the scenes. Have you seen a good way to kind of separate the two while they still support each other to support your business?
Is your question, should you be doing both? I'm just trying to understand what the question is.
No, I already have both, and Threefold's its own account. I guess if there's like, have you seen how people have used that well, where they have their, like, for example, Sarah Blakely has her own account. She doesn't run Spanx. Like, have you seen where like there's just good delineation that supports each other?
I see what you're saying. Well, she's a brand, right? Like Spanx is a product, right? I don't know could you drop your Instagram handle and I can just take a quick look?
Yeah.
And you're welcome, Katie, and whoever is iPhone, you're welcome. Okay. Let me share my screen again really quick. Threshold.
Threefold.
Shop better. Oh, Threefold. Sorry. Oh, are you the one? Sorry, I just hear voices. The sustainable shop.
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, so is it a coaching thing?
We're pivoting. So we're going straight to customers. We've worked behind the scenes with brands. We're going straight to customers. We're about to launch a YouTube channel to take people behind the scenes and teach them how to shop better. So this is preparation for that.
So honestly, and I guess, well, how is your only plan on monetizing is getting views on YouTube or something else?
For the consumer side at this point, yes.
Okay. Again, I'm a big digital product girl. I mean, you could have like a mini course, you could have an ebook about it on top of, because YouTube, I don't know what your YouTube looks like, but it's not a fast journey to get there. I'm sure you know that already. So, and the other thing I would say really quick, when you say DM us our questions,
Mhm.
you're forcing the consumer to think of a question. I would instead, you could have a prompt, like DM us your thoughts on blah, 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 blah. In terms of your comment about like, I'm assuming you said you want to use your personal for more behind the scenes. Is that what you said?
Yeah, I just dropped it in the link as well.
Okay, well, what I was just gonna say. While it loads. So, yeah, the problem is your business isn't about you, really. It's right, it's the environmental stories. Another big tip for everyone to take away as a business owner. People love seeing behind the scenes. I can't emphasize that enough. So for your business, and you could tag yourself like your personal if you want, but your stories here should, a lot of it should be behind the scenes of the YouTube's making, behind the scenes of the fashion. Like that's where you really show off your personality. I don't know what this content is. Yeah. This is good that you have the copy here. It is a little hard to read. Like this was much easier to read than this. Because you want to make sure your content is bingeable. Again, we can talk about it more, but your stories really should be your behind the scenes. And why I say that is where you sell is your stories, right? Because you can't in your grid click a link
Mhm.
where you can in your stories. And like I mentioned earlier to my clients, I told her how to do that. And now she's getting clients through stories. So put your behind the scenes in your stories for your business account is my tip.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Amazing. Of course. Alrighty. Well, this was so much fun. Thank you so much to everyone for coming, and thank you, Hannah.
Yeah, thank you so much. This was so interesting. I feel like Instagram is this like elusive beast. So this
Yeah.
is really fun to like get an inside look into like what is working right now. So thank you so much for sharing your insights with us and doing these personal audits of Instagram bios. Super helpful. And thank you everyone for being here and participating. It's always such an honor to learn alongside you. So I hope everyone has a great rest of your day and we'll see you on the next one.